let's see the video.
And welcome to the first ever Buffalo Blue Jays pregame show.
Right.
And I'm your host, Randy Williams. My friend Jared Childs is here, and we're here to talk about the historic 2020 season, the return of baseball and professional baseball in Buffalo for over 100 years. And Jared, I know that you're very excited about this. And what are you perhaps, besides not being able to attend the games, what are you most looking forward to having baseball here in Buffalo?
It's just awesome that Buffalo, New York gets another one of the four major sports. I mean, before we were born, the Buffalo Braves were part of Buffalo, so we had basketball for a while. And then you have to go all the way back to, the end of the 19th century, beginning of the 20th, before, which eventually became the Red Sox moved to Boston, right? I think it was 1902, but I could be wrong.
And
it was before that? Okay.
Go ahead.
So it's just exciting to be able to do this now. And it's funny, and you and I were talking before we started this, is that as most people probably don't know who have watched our channel for a while, I'm a Kansas City Royals fan, and Randy is a
Texas Rangers.
And yet we're both kind of like, or at least I'm kind of like, do I forget about that this year and shift my allegiance over to the Blue Jays? And I don't know. I think I kind of have to, at least for the non-Royals games, because we've never had that option before. How could, in the only year that we'll ever have that option, because this is not going to happen again. Okay.
The thing you're not saying is the chance for having playoff baseball in Buffalo.
Yeah, now let me tell you guys about that real quick, as my fans kind of hitting me here. It was only it was literally yesterday that somebody posted about like the World Series, and it's funny, for like I've known about this now for a week or two or whatever, and not once did I think about the playoffs. Not once did I think about the World Series. Now, part of that's because there's not going to be any attendance. And yeah, that's a bummer, obviously. But the fact that we could have the World Series here, I mean, the only other major sport we've had here is the Stanley Cup in terms of championships. That's the only thing. We're never going to have a Super Bowl unless we get a new stadium, right? And obviously basketball is not going to happen here. The NBA Finals are going to be in Buffalo. We've had the NCAA tournament.
Not the championship, but maybe the Raptors next year won't be able to play in Toronto again. Maybe they'll have to come here.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, let's do it. Though they have a bubble, so I highly doubt that.
And this whole season, though, they're wrapping up a season. This is off topic. This isn't baseball, but they're wrapping up a season. But if they had to do a whole season, players might not be willing to sign up to be in a bubble.
All right, so I don't remember what we were just talking about, but I'm going to ask you this. Obviously, we're dealing with the fact that both the Marlins and the Phillies are both quarantining right now, and there's reports that like the season in general is in jeopardy. So even though we're starting this great Buffalo Blue Jays pregame show here, will this be the only show? Will this actually never happen after we've made this video?
It's got to happen. We're not going to be the jinx that makes it. I don't see there not being any games at all. All right. Obviously it would be hard that at this point to at least you can't eliminate the possibility of them not completing the full 60 game season, but they're going to do their damnedest to at least create some television content is basically what it boils down to.
What happens if they can't, though? I mean, because that Yankees game that got rained out the other day, they called it. They're just like, you guys played enough innings, 4-1, that's good. What if some teams have 48 games on their docket? Some have 60, some have 54, some have 30. I'm being extreme there.
Yeah.
How do you even average that? You're gonna do is over
win percentage
over 100 and figure out what the actual percentage, and that's not fair either, because then you got to weigh out how many games there are. You know what I think they should do? All four major sports. I'm kind of going into everything now. I hate to say it, but I think the only fair way to do it is maybe forfeits. Like, you can't complete a game, you forfeit. But anyway, back to baseball. Back to baseball. Is there a Belichick in baseball?
Tony La Russa's retired. There used to be. Before Belichick, Tony La Russa, for sure. Equally disliked, equally successful. He very much slowed the game down, too. A lot of what people complain about in baseball taking so long is Tony La Russa's doing. So maybe a quick Google search for you. But
the
interesting thing about like the Blue Jays being here in Buffalo, though, is that, like, they're going to be around town. But are you excited to go meet a Major League Baseball player who's been exposed to all this, like, traveling around? Like, are you going to go up and shake their hand? Like, I don't think so. Well, not even, no, it's like, should, like, go take a selfie? Like, are they just, like, kind of shunned? Like, we're glad you're here, but, like, don't breathe on me, baseball player. Like,
I mean, to be honest with you, and maybe I'm naive to it, like, I don't want them to go out. I don't want them to interact. Like, I don't want them to shut down playing games in Buffalo. You know, I don't want them to be here for 2 games and then, oh, shoot, the entire team's sick. We got to move to another city now. And then they're playing in Montreal or something at a high school field. Like, I don't want that to happen. So what I'm hoping will happen is they stay in. And as you know, I'm not a huge baseball fan. Like, even if the Royals were in town, I probably wouldn't even go see them. So but I would love to see a game. And that's the downer of this whole thing, which we've kind of already brushed on, is that, like, your team, my team, they're going to come here, and we can't do anything about it. Like, you might be able to go up to one of the big buildings and look out a window. I'm too far away. I can't do it. And that's a bummer, because, like, it'd be awesome to be able to do that. Like, I've never been to an NBL Major League game. That's the one sport I've never been to. And it would be nice. And I will get to it eventually. I'll go down to Cleveland or even Toronto eventually. But, oh, my God.
Pittsburgh's great. Pittsburgh's got a great stadium, and it's close.
Okay, Pittsburgh as well. Yeah, so I got options. But, man, when it's in your backyard, you just want to go. And you just want to experience the fact it's in, like, this minor league stadium that's not built for Major League. Like, that's a whole other experience too. What are your thoughts on that? Like, basically,
the number one thing that's going to affect our experience in the ballpark is that for the high def cameras, they're going to install LED lights. So, like, we're going to have really awesome lighting from now on. And that's really cool. They're gonna have to do some upgrades from, like, the behind the scenes stuff, but, like, goofy stuff that you wish you could see that you'll never get a chance to see. Like, they're having the batting cages in the concourse because there's not enough room, like, under the stadium. So where, like, we would be walking to go to the bathroom or buy hot dogs. And just, I don't know, a lot of stuff they had to do to make it accessible for a major league team.
Yeah.
And you know, we're just kind of going to hear about it.
No, I know, and that is definitely disappointing. Especially, I mean, I feel like salary is going to make a return because nobody will get it. You want to talk about a Buffalo thing for the Major League Baseball? Like, wait a minute, the 7th inning stretch, we're bringing out salary.
Too bad the Earl of Bud won't be here to see it. All right, well, that'll wrap up our show. This is kind of an overview.
Right.
We'll get more into the nuts and bolts of the games as they get closer to time in Buffalo, and we're just super excited for the first game, August 11th. So look for some videos coming up right before then, and thank you for watching.